Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Phantasy Star The End of the Millennium. We are trying to find some Elschlein in order to cure the people of Zima from the petrification that apparently Zio has cast upon them, the evil so-and-so. On the way, we're going to stop in the town of Krupp. For some reason, Han didn't want to come here. What could that portend? This is the village of Krupp. Han! It's Han! You've come home? Well, it doesn't seem like the people here hate you or anything, Han. It's good to see you home, Han. Saya will be overjoyed to see you. Go see her. Who's Saya? Oh, well... suspicious. Crossword puzzle book. They must have a lot of free time on their hands. The other day, there was a tremendous amount of smoke coming from the west. I wonder if there was a big fire somewhere. It's full of cooking books. You know, I just realized that was rather snarky of Chaz, wasn't it? Oh look, a pond full of ducks. What's my party doing anyways? Oh, kinda hurt. Alright, we can go ahead and rest up at the inn. Any people to talk to? Anyone upstairs? Looks like no. But there are supplies of an unspecified nature. Welcome, this is the inn. 60 Meseta. Highway robbery, but we'll pay your Meseta. One thing about this game, you don't really get a sense of what kind of government there is here on Motavia. I mean, there's all these independent towns, but is there any, like, national government? Are there any countries or anything? Or is it pretty much just all these little towns just out for themselves or on their own? Excuse me. Well, Tono is north of here, but the road to Tono is like a maze. Moreover, the entrance to Tono is blocked by a large rock. That's what I heard recently. Tono, 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 Tono. Oh, whoa. Gee, what a fat little mutt. Tactful, Chaz, tactful. What a pig this dog is, okay? Neither is this person. It never stops eating. I mean, that's most dogs, isn't it? This village's most successful citizen is Han, the armorer's only son. He's a professor at Motavia Academy. We're really proud of him. What? Well, if it isn't Han... Yeah, why'd you not want to come here, Han? The people here seem to love you. Han, it's good to see you home. Your pa goes on like that, but he's he's very proud of you. I know, Ma, but my feelings won't change. Han, considering that you're disinherited, you sure have some gall to step into this house. You don't help in the family business, you just study. What use is that? Pa, right now the whole planet is in serious danger. I want to help with the power of science. Science! Trademark. That's why I'm studying. The cupboard is full of orange soda. Orange soda. That's one of my favorite drinks in real life. Appears to be a book about raw materials for armor. Okay, so this maybe explains a little about why Han didn't want to come here. Apparently he has a troubled relationship with his father, who wanted him to take over the family business. But he decided to study instead to try and deal with the deteriorating ecological conditions of the planet. Han's pa talks like that, but it's thanks to Han sending us the scientific literature that he has completed that a rural place like this is able to sell such splendid weapons. Oh, you sell weapons, you say? Well, don't mind if I go around to talk to you from the other side of the counter where you are willing to sell me those weapons. This is the armor store. You lie! You sell no weapons! You sell only armor. Curses. Oh, well, that's fine. Our people needed armor anyway. I think I want to try equipping Alice with the shield. I want to just compare the defense-offense benefit versus having two slashers. Because I don't think that you would think having two slashers doubles her attack power, but I'm not sure that it actually does. I think Chaz has a carbon suit, but let's buy at least one for Alice. And maybe a carbon helm for Chaz, and at that point we're running low on money. Let's equip some of this stuff. I do miss the amenities of newer RPGs, like stat previews, being able to equip stuff as soon as you buy it. It is a little more annoying to deal with. Sorry, my phone was buzzing, but don't think it was anything important. It is a little more annoying to deal with inventory issues in these older RPGs. Alright, so a carbon shield for Alice. And the carbon suit for her as well. And I already forgot. What else did I buy? That's all leather. A carbon helm for Chaz. Good, good. Anything else? Not for Han, nor for Roon. Let's just sell most of what we've got then. Okay. We'll sell the leather shield. And the leather clothes. We'll keep the slasher just in case I decide I want to go double slashers after all, but we'll sell these leather clothes and the leather helm. Alright. No, I don't. Nope. Alright, we're done. Bah, inventory. Alright. I don't think that there's anything I want to buy from the tool shop. Well, it looks like a school. Saya! Han, you've come home! I'm so happy! Saya, I've missed you. Let me introduce you to everyone. This is my fiancé, Saya. Fiancé? I know, Alice. I'm a little shocked, too, that Han could... Oh, never mind. I don't want to be too mean to poor Han. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Saya. Saya teaches children here in her home. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh no, it's about the only thing I'm capable of doing. Alice and Chaz are hunters. They are assisting me in my task. It's a difficult job, isn't it? Thank you for taking care of Han. Yeah, taking care of Han is a bit of a trial. Now, don't you worry. Everything will be okay. But if anything were to happen to you, Saya. Han. Did they just make out in front of the class of children? That's not very appropriate, you two. Thank you again for taking care of Han. It's a children's picture book. Spoiled Rabbit of the Prairies. Look at this picture book. The 8-armed ant and the 6-legged spider. Well, that's weird. I don't want to miss a thing Sai is teaching. Shenanigans on kids not taking any excuse to get out of class. I think the recent environmental disaster was deliberately caused by someone. What a smart aleck kid. It's a children's picture book. The Golden Axe, Volume 3. Nice, cute little reference to another Sega Genesis game, of course. I have good memories of playing the first 2 Golden Axe games with my older brother as a child. Fun times, fun times. Look at this picture book, The Ceramic Soldiers. It's a children's picture book. The Bear Queen? The Bear Queen is a children's picture book. Okay, must be modern day America. Look at this picture book, A Day with Echo. Biography of the Great Professor Lubitz. Run, Hedgehog, run. Alright, Echo, the Hedgehog, and Golden Axe obviously being references to other Genesis games. Hello, what's this? How to Love and to Be Loved. Wow! Difficult book, Motavia, the Present and Future. Well, now that we're done snooping around in Saya's personal things, seeing that she apparently has a book on love, That lake there, it was created by a meteor that struck the planet. The crater filled with water long ago. Unbelievable, huh? I feel like I'm missing lots of opportunities to make funny, snarky remarks, but I'm just feeling tired. See that little island in the big lake near here? The building on that island has been called Soldier's Temple since long ago. Once I swam over there, but there were monsters all over the island. It was frightening, and I came rushing home. Keep that in mind. That will come up later on. There's the island he's referring to. Way, way later in the game, that's actually going to become relevant. We were told the Tono is north of Krupp, so having learned a little bit about Han's personal affairs, we will go ahead and start heading in that direction. And here we encounter some new enemies, sand newts. Let's see if Alice's damage goes down drastically now that she has only one slasher. Let's see. Alright, now Roon is ridiculously powerful for this point in the game. And let's see. I don't remember exactly what all of his abilities do, so I'm just going to start using some at random. Let's see what Hyun does. Okay, Hyun is an I win button. Understood. Over here to the east. We encounter more enemies. Alright. Well, let's experiment with some more Roon abilities. Let's try Flaily. Another instant kill. Pretty cool looking attack. We also note that despite being a wizard, wizards generally not known for being super fast in most games, I would say, that Roon, because he's so much higher level than everybody, it still goes first. Roon is a total badass. This is obviously the wrong direction, but I just want to wander around a bit to get into a few fights. Do some incidental grinding. I don't grind much, but it doesn't hurt to get a little spare experience here and there. And I want to remind myself what all of Roon's abilities do. I remember Watt and Foy. Gra is a gravity attack, but I don't remember if it's single target or multi-target. I think single target, but let's find out. No, multi-target. And it's another I win button. Oh man, Roon. How about if you just solo this quest, dude? I think you've got this. Alright, I guess the only thing I'm not sure about is Arouse. Oh, I think that cures... I think that might cure sleep. I mean, it is called Arouse. I think that might be what it's for. And he's a wizard and he takes only a single point of damage. Okay, well, it's less impressive now. Even Han only took a single point of damage. Poor Han. I do abuse him a bit. He doesn't even entirely deserve it. He's a perfectly likable character. There's nothing wrong with Han. People give him crap, but he has good support abilities. I think Watt is very effective against a lot of enemies on Motavia, because it's a desert world and Watt is a cold-based attack, so it makes sense, I suppose. You wouldn't expect the enemies here to be well adapted to extreme cold. Oh man, the encounter rate's a little out of control. I might edit some of this out if we get into too terribly many fights. We have now seen what all of Roon's battle abilities do, so we don't need to experiment with that anymore. I think that those other abilities that those out-of-combat abilities I was looking at are teleports. I think that Ryuka might be for teleporting out of dungeons, or it's for teleporting in between towns, one or the other. You know, I can experiment with that and find out. I don't have to leave it a mystery. Let's press the I win button again. Yeah, let's find out. So Ryuka, Okay, Ryuka's for teleporting between towns. And Hinas, I think, is for teleporting out of a dungeon. Okay. Okay, in all my wanderings, I've actually gotten a bit lost. I don't entirely know where I am anymore. My kingdom for a world map. I think there are maps coded into the game, but they're just inaccessible unless you use ROM hacking or something. But it looks like we're back at that destroyed town, whatever it was called. Alright. You can see what I mean about how it's not a game that just nails you with ridiculously powerful enemies. Alright, let's go ahead and rest up again. I mean, there are parts of the game that are much harder than this, but it's not the kind of game where you have to spend like an hour outside the starting town grinding to get powerful enough to venture to the next area. And I am very thankful for that, because like I said, I don't enjoy grinding. I find it very tedious. Just fighting same enemies over and over and over again to farm items and experience points. I don't mind a little of it, but very much, and I get annoyed. Let's see. Walk costs 4 TP and Hana has 47. Yeah, we can afford to have him spam it a bit. We'll have Roon spam it a bit too. Roon very much has the TP to spare. Thing to keep in mind, the game does have cursor memory. So if you just jam on the button, your characters will do the same thing. It doesn't default to attack. Encounter rate. Alright. I'm just going to press the I win button. I don't feel like dealing with this. Hewn them! Roon? Hewn. You have been hewn. That's what you get for having too many encounters. Alright. So, this is a cave to the north of Krupp. This is what is going to take us to Tono. In we go. The entrance is blocked. No sweat. This should be a cinch. Everyone stand back. Roon Walsh is about to spring into action. Behold my magnificence, Flaily! That is pretty cool. Wow! Shall we go? That art he just used. I've never seen it before. The technique's different too. I'm not surprised you've never seen it before. This is what they call magic. Magic? I still don't understand what is the difference between the techniques that everyone has and magic. Like, okay, he just fired some kind of energy bolt and blew open a cave entrance. But my characters can conjure light, cold, fire with the power of their minds. How is that not magic? I legit don't understand what is the distinction between the two. I can conjure energy with the power of my mind. Oh yeah, well I can conjure energy with the power of my mind. It's totally different. Yeah, let's kill him. I'm feeling impatient. We'll go ahead and just press our I win button a whole lot in here. Okay. I want to try not to miss anything in case there's nice equipment or to be had. Blobs. Let's watt them. Those things are really gross. Look at that cascade of phlegm just coming out of its mouth, or goo, or whatever the heck that is. Disgusting. Okay, so Alice does seem to take a lot less damage when she's using a shield. And her damage output doesn't seem to have decreased that drastically. So as cool as double slashers is, I'm starting to think that shield plus one slasher is actually better. And we are seeing a downside of slashers. Even though they hit all enemies, their damage is obviously not as high as single target weapons, which is sensible. It would be very unbalanced if that weren't the case. I don't really feel like hitting the I win button for just 2 enemies. Alright, so the reason I'm backtracking is I'm guessing that this other way went to a dead end that maybe has items. Just because the western path looks like it has a lot more ways to go, which suggests to me that it's probably not optional. Standard RPG dungeon logic. Alright, I'm not sure we need anybody to use any text to finish off this last one. We could have spared Alice 1 point of damage, but honestly I'd rather have the technique points. Okay, intuition was correct. Pfft, antidote, great. I said this before, but I do like the creepy standard dungeon music. Nice and atmospheric. Alright, so we've got a path there, and a path... Nope. Carrion crawlers, that is straight out of Dungeons and Dragons. Carrion crawler. All RPGs basically owe their existence to Dungeons and Dragons. Ooh, Chaz has learned crosscut. Awesome. As I mentioned in my Warriors of the Eternal Sun playthrough. If you're not familiar with that game, I recommend watching that playthrough. Warriors of the Eternal Sun is awesome. A relatively obscure and underappreciated classic. Oh, Chaz, you whiffed! This is starting to look like the... so many enemies. I really may cut some of this out. This is starting to look like the way that actually proceeds through the dungeon rather than a dead end that leads to treasure or something. So backtrack again. So it's twice in a row that the first branch you run into is the dead end optional direction. And this one doesn't even have treasure. Great. Han has gained a level and learned Anti, which I think is Antidote. He is essentially the white mage of the party. Alright, Han actually got kind of hurt in that fight, so let's patch him up. This is why people give Han crap, because he's fragile. What do you expect? The healer is usually fragile. Especially in JRPGs, less so in D&D based games where clerics can actually be pretty tanky. Alice gained a level and learned Zahn. Excellent. Thank you, Chaz. Alright, I'm actually making a macro for attack. Well, actually, the order matters, so Watt, and then attack, attack, Watt. There. I'm having to do that same thing so many times. Alright, and over here, the eastern path. Okay. 300 Meseta. This early in the game, that's not terrible. Alright, let's try out our fancy new macro. Get wrecked. A little bit of a time saver. Huh. Maybe I don't even need Han to cast Watt. Seems like the second enemy getting hit by Alice and Chaz weakens it enough that even a regular attack from Han might finish it off. But against these guys, I think I'm just going to use the I win button. Get hewned. You're too annoying. Oh my god. Enough. Get hewned. When will you monsters learn? Alright. Okay, we're out. Not a particularly long dungeon, really. Okay, it took longer than I expected to get here, so we're going to go ahead and call it an episode there. And next time, we'll go ahead and enter Tono and see if we can acquire some Elschwein to save the people of Zima. So hopefully you'll join me for that, and I will see you then. Bye!